Go to TAPgiles.com to learn dreams, engage my services, and support the channel.
If you made like a hat, let's make a hat. We got a hat, so that and we'll make a shiny sword. Boom. Sculpting master. So there's like two ways of getting these to actually stick to the head and stick to the hand. Either way, we'll need them to be inside the puppet group because the head and the hand are inside the puppet group. So let's just grab this, holding it with R2, L1 and X to scope in, and then let it go. Do the same for the hat, and you can just do the same again into the puppet part, the body part. So scope it into the head, and now if you go hide everything else, we can see everything in this group is just the head and the hat. There we go, now he has a hat. And we could do this with the sword as well, but I'll show you a different method, which is to select both objects and then group them up. And it's in both these cases, it's smart enough to know you want these to be in the same group, but also you want the connector to still work. So then it kind of disconnects it, makes a group with these in it, and then makes another connector connecting those two things, that sort of stuff. And now we can like position that in the hand like that. Or it should probably be around the front like that. And now he's got a sword and a hat. Now you might want some secondary motion to kind of give the character some feeling of physicality in the world. So I'm going to make a backpack. So there's backpack, and then we'll have some like loops like that. So, and then we can just copy that. So all this will have to be in there again, and the loops will just be kind of stuck to the chest body part. So let's scope those in. There we go. And then we'll scale this down. So for this, I want it to have some movement to it. So I'll make it movable, and I'll just bolt it to the character for now. I'll just use a ball joint. There we go. And then this is kind of where it will bounce around from. And if we put this kind of behind it, then we can say lock rotation, and that's talking about this. Oh, if we turn it off, it's talking about this rotation like that, because that's kind of the rotation from looking down the parent node here and the purple node here. Oh, looking down this line, that's the rotation that it's talking about. So if this was like up here, it would be, that's the rotation it's talking about. So we can just lock it on there, and then it'll only kind of bounce around kind of like this. So let's just see what happens there. So sometimes it's getting shoved by its own backpack. It's kind of getting pushed around a bit, and that's not what we want. So one way of fixing that is turning off collidable. And now it won't be able to shove the character at all, but it's kind of just flopping all over the place, and that's not what we want either. For now, there's a couple of ways of fixing that. For now, I'll leave it as non-collidable, but give it some limits. So the limits are from the purple along the line towards the blue down there. If I turn on X-ray mode, the blue. So if we move the blue over here, we can limit how it can move around this kind of area, and how much it can move. So let's try that. So that's a bit better. It's not flopping all over the place, but we can also Just move it up a bit, maybe. So it can't move quite so down. And we can also give it a keyframe to... Oh yeah, we can also add springiness to this, which will kind of make it wobble. It will try and wobble back to its original position. So that's not too bad. It still kind of clips through the character sometimes. Oh, you could even do something like that, where it's like that. And it will rotate around that point instead. Not bad, it's kind of less likely to clip through the body. So we can do springiness on there, or we can use a keyframe and use L2 on this object, and that records like the rotation of it. So if we recorded it there, it would put the backpack there when this is powered. Or if we put it there, it would rotate around there. If we just put it in the middle and turn it on, let's put it back to where we recorded, but we can give it springiness. And now it can still like move around and stuff, but it's using this springiness to bob around. So if we give it less springiness, it's got less springiness and it's more bolted to his back, but you get just like a tiny bit of that that physical feeling to it. Like that. And in fact, that kind of fixes the collision problem of it colliding and shoving the character around. So if we had that still collidable, we can try it now. So it's not getting shoved by the object, because the keyframe is kind of saying, I want it to be there, and I don't really care about physics. So then the physics isn't colliding with the puppet anymore, but it will still like collide with other things, I believe. So that's like an easy way to add a bit of secondary motion, they call it in the biz, of it kind of wobbling around and stuff, so that when you jump and land and rotate, move around, you still get a bit of like reaction from other things that aren't just the character.
Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something interesting. Go to patreon.com/TAPgiles to learn something new every day.